morning from Sabeta. This is my vacation day on the December 27th, 2010, just before I leave to go up to the Menagesha Forest on Mount Menagesha. And we're setting off for Menagesha Forest. I'm with my driver Tariku in the Land Cruiser. We're heading into Sabeta to get us some supplies. I need some oranges and some bananas before we go. We're heading downtown looking for some fruit, and then we will cut off the road near the Abo Brewery and go about 16 kilometers up to the back side of Menagesha to Menagesha Forest. Alright, we've acquired bananas, oranges, and bread. And biscuits. We got some little rolls, some extra because they didn't have change, so we took change in bread. You know, take our lunch with us because there's no lunch up there. Looks like the donkeys are bringing in the hay. The Menagesha Road, the cows, the Mercedes bus.
Hello.
We're starting up the gravel road that goes to Menagesha. Stopped and asked a bus driver, so we know the directions pretty well. And it's a little bit of a bumpy road, but fairly good shape. Goes through some villages here with stone walls, and should start to rise and then open up in the fields below the mountain. I'll get some pictures there. Like 30 kilometers. Bouncing up the road toward Menagesha Forest.
Right side.
Huh? Yes.
Road,
yeah.
Right side.
No, you don't go to Ambo Road. You don't go that far. Stop to take a little video here. Very pretty film looking toward Menagesha farm, and of course as soon as we stop it attracts a lot of attention and people come over to get their photo made or get some money or whatever. Beautiful open plain here, about 8,000 feet, heading up toward the mountain. And they farm a lot of teff here and wide open fields. It's teff is a grain, not exactly wheat, but a very fine seed that's used to make injera bread. I'm here with Tariku. Yes.
I'm Tariku.
We're starting to climb up the mountain a little bit and come to a very beautiful place here, more than halfway up to Menagesha. We've passed through the last villages. And we see the teff fields here. A lot of traditional Oromo houses. We're in Oromia region, yes, and we're looking back toward Dima that we passed the other day in Sabeta. They're back to the east here. Very beautiful country. This is the dry season. The rainy season is from June until September, but right now we're in the dry season, and here's a beautiful view of the mountain and some children coming down, of course, and wanting some money. And cows and trees, and of course our faithful land. And now Tariku and I are in the edge of the Menagesha Forest. We have the juniper trees and the zigba trees. This is the approach road about 2 kilometers off the main dirt road into the Forest Research Center. And this forest was established about 500 years ago by Emperor Zara Yacob as a special preserve for the people. At that time it was called a crown land because it was reserved for the emperor. And he planted the trees here, brought trees from northern Ethiopia because a lot of the native trees and species had been felled in this section of the country. Should be getting to the Forestry Training Center very soon. Okay, so I'm at Menagesha Suba State Forest, and we've arrived at the forest office and the center. And there's a very old Toyota over here, our Land Rover. Some very pretty buildings here. They operate a guest house and also have offices and I think a research center here. Here's Tariku. And say your name again? Ishvarao. Ishvarao, who's the guide. He's going to be taking me up the mountain today. And we're getting our gear together to head out. Is this the guest house part?
It's office.
Offices. Very pretty here. It's very cool. We saw a couple of baboons in the bush, but they're very shy. They're not domesticated at all, so they didn't come close.
Used to get official car.
She's also very shy. So
Simply yo.
What about Suba? Hiking up the mountain from Janhoy campsite up to the beautiful Juniper Forest. This is what the Ethiopians call set. Very old, beautiful juniper trees here. This is one of the greatest preserves in this part of Ethiopia. And my guide is very experienced, and we're going up a fairly steep trail toward the higher elevation. We're hoping to see some animals today too. If we're quiet, we might see a lot of different kinds of animals. I saw baboons earlier, but they're very shy. There are a lot of different varieties of animals here, a lot of bird species. Okay, now we've branched off the main road and we're taking a shortcut trail that's going upward. Interesting here, this is a little forest glade, very pretty, very cool. Temperature today is in the mid-60s, and this is a plant that looks very much like a rhododendron or a Fraser magnolia. I'm not sure what it is. My guide said that it grows at a higher elevation. It indicates that we're in the temperate zone here in a higher elevation. And the whole glade is full of them here. Very small trees. Very pretty here. A nice forested path leading off the main road. We're getting a little bit higher up the mountain now. You can feel the temperature and the vegetation changing a little bit. I do believe what we saw is a rhododendron because it looks very similar as it gets taller. The leaf is almost exactly the same. This is a very pretty section here. You see the moss hanging in the trees. It gets very wet here in the rainy season. And some very pretty shrubs. We're heading up toward a viewpoint. And of course, I'm talking a lot, so we don't see a lot of animals. We hear them in the woods. My guide said that there was probably a colobus monkey up here, but again, we've passed that by. He ran away. Oh, he stopped now.